Did you know that St. Luke's University Health Network has been recognized by the U.S. government as the highest performing health system in the United States for quality? You heard right. St. Luke's #1 recognition affirms our status as the top leader among the most respected healthcare providers in the nation, including Houston Methodist and the Mayo Clinic. To state it simply, if you want to receive the best care when you go to a hospital, come to St. Luke's.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast. Breaking news.
And tonight on the Rita Cosby Show, there are reports that the U.S. is clearly beefing up military assets in the Middle East, and that Trump could launch sustained attacks on Iran within days, working in coordination, of course, with Israel. This would be a biggie. Apparently, Israel obviously is very much in touch with the United States. Netanyahu was just recently in Washington, D.C. And, of course, the Trump administration is having indirect discussions in Geneva with Iran. But many are saying that Iran is clearly not coming to the table with what they need to do to acquire a peaceful state, that they are not budging on getting rid of nuclear development, that they're not budging on ballistic missiles, just sort of delay. And as you can see, many military assets are heading into the Middle East. We know that already the USS Abraham Lincoln, big carrier groups already there. And we also know that the USS Gerald Ford is essentially almost there in theater. So that's a lot. Then you've got Israel. And then we have reports in just the last few hours that the U.S. is withdrawing forces from Syria. That's a very interesting move. In other words, get out of the region because something massive may be building, and we do not want any sort of retaliatory action that could be within striking range of Iran. That is a big, big step. And we saw things like that before when the U.S. was going after Iranian nuclear facilities. Remember when they went after those three, the Fordo facility and the other ones, back in June. Also, the U.S. State Department in the last hour or two telling Americans that are near and in Iran to get out. I would say they should have gotten out a long time ago, but definitely time is of the essence. There are reports that the amount of military buildup now in the region is even bigger than we have seen essentially since the end of the Iraq War. In other words, the last time this amount of armada and firepower was the start of the Iraq War. So that is some time ago, and it looks like the clock may be running out for Iran. What are your thoughts, guys, on this? Is it time to do it? Not just, obviously, for the people of Iran, but for freedom in the world. You think about all the proxies and so many different tentacles of terror that lead to Iran.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our country has to offer, especially health care. Across every state, every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.